The actions that you need to take to become your best self, you need to somehow use those actions to provide value for someone else. Welcome to my channel. This is crazy. If you are still trying to find your thing, still trying to figure out what to do with your life, that's going to allow you to provide for yourself, live on your terms, and be the best version of yourself while doing it, then you are exactly where you need to be right now. Bring it in, bring it in. Because the way that I'm going to save you so much emotional turmoil is truly mindful of me. I really wish I had known the things I'm about to share with you. What is that? And all the videos that I'm going to be making from here on out will change your life. And I cannot wait to hear all of y'all's stories when you tell me. I'm like foaming at the mouth because I really, really want to know how this information is going to change you guys and how you're going to use it in 2025 and actually accomplish all your goals and really start working towards something that you actually care about. And I promise that on this channel, I'm not going to hold anything back. Everything is going to be completely transparent, and everything that I have learned and I've used to transform myself, find what I really want to work towards. And it also helped me lose 40 pounds. So clock it. The first step to finding what you want to do with your life in 2025 is to know who exactly you are being right now. Who are you? What do you do? How do you feel? Do you get frustrated and worked up a lot? Does one little inconvenience completely send you into a spiral for the day? Do you do what you say you're going to do? What are your beliefs? What do you value? What don't you value? All of these things make up who you are. The second step is to figure out why you are who you are by identifying the causes behind this version of yourself. And by causes, I'm talking about your experiences. What happened to you in the past? Your experiences are the cause, and your thought patterns, your behaviors, and your habits are the effect of that cause. You need to figure out the in between. You need to figure out what happened in your mind when that thing happened to you that caused you to now do the things that you're doing now, that caused you to act the way you do now, the same way you've been acting for years. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, so me knowing all of this stuff about myself is great, but how am I actually going to use this stuff to find a career? Just hold on. In the words of Nero, you're going to get some. Let's say I'm teaching you how to make a cake, and you all like, Jazz, how are we supposed to make a cake out of this? When I told you to lay out all the ingredients, just hold on, relax, because that's your problem right there. And I'm going to tell you every time because I used to do it all the time. Stop thinking so much about what you figuring this out is going to do for you. Stop thinking about the outcome. Stop thinking about the money. Stop thinking about what doing this is going to, how it's going to save you. Stop thinking that once you find this thing, that this thing is just gonna, everything is gonna go so right and everything's gonna just be happy go lucky. Because I promise you, it's always gonna be something that you're gonna be struggling with. I don't care how amazing you have it. When you do find your purpose and you find your path and you find your career and what you should be doing with your life, there's always going to be something that you're going to have to face that you're not going to like. And it's going to, you're not going to be, everything's not going to be perfect. And I know, I literally thought, as soon as I move out, I thought, all I needed was the apartment. That's all I needed. All I needed was the apartment. And then everything's just going to fall into place and be perfect. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It doesn't matter what you attain in this life, it does not matter what you get. There will always be a challenge waiting for you that's going to help you grow. There is nothing that you can attain outside of yourself that will put you in a better predicament solely based on you attaining that thing. Nothing. I promise you. It's going to always be something that you need to tend to, another challenge that you're going to face when you get to that point. Because you're going to keep growing. You're going to keep growing and your problems are going to evolve. The problems that you have now, you think that they're this big thing because those are the type of problems that you're facing right now. But I assure you, the better version of yourself, those problems, there you probably couldn't even imagine having those problems right now because you're not that type of person. So the things that you're worried about right now, the better version of you is like, you think that's a problem? Try doing this, which is why you're not there yet. Okay? So hold your horses because it's coming. Everything is going to come together. Just keep watching this video, and I promise this is going to really help you. But understand that you have all the answers. You just don't know it yet, but you will. Just keep, let me cook. Let me cook. So, you know what you're doing. You know your habits. You know why. You know why you're doing the things that you're doing. You know why it is that you are being this person that you are being today. The third step, you gotta know what you want. You need to understand what you want. And you need to be able to validate whether this is something that you truly want for yourself. Knowing what you really want is going to create the guidelines for who it is that you need to be. You cannot change if, one, you don't know what the real issue is. Two, you don't know why the issue is the issue, the cause behind the issue. And three, you cannot change and become better if you do not know the requirements to be better. Just saying, I want to be my best self. I want to grow. I want to progress. That's great, but what exactly about yourself that needs changing? What do you need to change about yourself? What do you need to grow into? You trying to be this better self. What does that look like and why? And you have to align this better self with your goals because your goals have requirements and you have to become the requirement. You have to become the standard for whatever it is that your dreams are. You have to align who you have to be with what you want and become that. You have to literally become the requirements of your dreams. And if you cannot establish what you really want and you continue to work towards things that deep down inside you know you don't really care for or find a purpose in doing, you're not going to be consistent. You're not going to be consistent with anything that you're doing. You're not going to be consistent because it's not something that you find purposeful and meaningful, which is why you feel so unfulfilled at work because it has nothing to do with you and your self-growth. You go to work for necessities. You're going to work for necessities. You're going to work for survival. That isn't developing you. It's not challenging you. It's, if anything, sucking the life out of you because we were not put here to just survive. I don't want to live my life just surviving. We were here to create experiences and to experience what it's like to live a life, expressing who we are, because we all are different versions of each other. That's what I believe. I believe we're all different versions of each other. And I believe that we can all learn from each other and learn how to live our own lives from each other. We all have such similar experiences. Like, you know, those posts where it's like, so we're all just living the same life, because we are. Like, we literally are. We all want the same things. We all want to be happy. We all want to be fulfilled. We all want to spend time with our family. We all want to feel like we're in a community. We all want to feel loved. We all want to feel successful and accomplished. And we all want to feel like the best versions of ourselves. That is a very happy life to me. And to consistently feel that and experience that, that's the type of life that I want to live. So, who doesn't want that? And if you can use what you've learned in your experiences to help someone else do the same thing, why wouldn't you? That is the most valuable thing and selfless thing that you could do in this life, in my opinion. Elevating yourself, but also using the way you elevate yourself to elevate others. And that is what your career needs to be. But your career, you cannot provide value for someone else if you do not know the value that you bring. If you're not passionate enough about your own self development, and if you don't know how to bring value to yourself, to your own life, how can you ever expect to be successful? Because to be successful, you have to provide value. If you do not see yourself as value or know your own value, how in the world are you going to be able to spread your greatness to other people? And the reason why your career is a reflection of your self development. That's what your career needs to be. And that's the last step. You have to align everything, everything that you've learned, everything that you learn about yourself. Oh, that was a cop. You need to align everything that you've learned. This truck was like pulling up beside me. You need to take what you learn about who it is that you need to be, and you need to take those actions that you are doing to be your best self, and you need to somehow incorporate that into giving value to others. I'm gonna say it again. Still good. This mic, let me tell you something. I literally recorded yesterday. It stopped. It died after like literally like 10 minutes, and I was like, for real? Like I was so butthurt, but everybody goes through it. Anyways, so the way that you are going to be your best self, the actions you take, the habits that you are going to create, the actions that you need to take to become your best self, you need to somehow use those actions to provide value for someone else. Mm-hmm. Because your career path, what you do, your journey to success, your career path is going to be a complete reflection of your own personal development. Mm-hmm. You need to figure out what makes you valuable. What's going to create value within yourself? How are you going to see yourself valuable? How do you see your best self? And how does you being your best self provide value for others? What you're going through, your experiences, how you're developing. How can you use that to help someone else. Feel good. How can you use that to help someone else? Let me back up. I'm sorry, I'm getting all up in your face. Let me back up. How can you use that to help someone else? In however way, whatever way that you can, either you're teaching someone, either you're walking someone step by step through your routines, if you're speaking to people, whatever way that you're taking to help yourself, use that for other people. For example, for me, okay? For me, I was always quiet. I was always so quiet. And I didn't think that my beliefs were I'm not interesting enough to listen to. I would always listen to everybody else's stories. And I always admired people who were able to who were able to talk and be unapologetically them and say what was on their mind and be able to articulate it so well that made people want to listen to them. Like you had to listen to them. Like there was no if, ands, or buts about it. Even if you weren't really paying attention, you still were listening. Like you still were listening. Like they made people listen to them. And it was engaging as well. Like I wanted to listen more. And I always wanted to be that type of person. And I was always just the type to be in my little corner, never said nothing to nobody. I would only speak when spoken to. And I just felt like I would always have so much to say, but I didn't know how to say it. And I was scared to say it, of course, but I never really understood how to articulate my ideas. It's so good. And that's something that I've had a lot of experiences with growing up when I was little. Being about to talk and then something happens and, class ends or the subject changes and I'm like, okay, well, I can't really say anything now. Like, my father was one of those people who could just say what he felt and people would listen. Like he would just demand respect and demand people to listen to him. And it was very engaging. He could tell stories very well. I always wanted to be a very great storyteller. I want people to listen to me and I want to provide value. I want to make people laugh. I want people to learn something from me and my experience because I never used to value my experiences. I didn't value what I thought and what I went through. And I didn't think that was important enough because I didn't see myself as someone who should be listened to or paid attention to. Like I didn't find myself very engaging or interesting enough to be listened to. And I've had experiences like that where it made me feel like that. I continue to feel like that. And so, but whenever, but when you are quiet, you are a very great observer. You're able to tune out noise and you're able to really listen to yourself and really see situations for what they are. And so I've learned a lot and I always was very empathetic and you probably hear this a lot of people saying they would always come to them for advice but I really would say you know, some real shit and like I would really say some like really good advice and you know I always felt like if other people heard this they would feel the same way you know? And so, me coming on here, creating videos, me putting myself out here, right? I'm not only resolving, I'm not only healing the past version of myself, healing my little quiet self, my insecure self, my non confident self, who was too scared to speak up. I'm not only helping her and showing her, look, we can do this. We can talk to people. We can be listened to. We can be engaging. We can be interesting. You are that. Me coming on here in front of you is doing that for me, but I am also providing you with insight, with my experience, with what I went through, what I found to be helpful for me. And I'm sharing it to someone who can relate, who resonates with the things that I have struggled with. So, me resolving the past me by coming on here and speaking and putting myself out there and making myself uncomfortable and being me and being vulnerable and expressing myself the way I always wanted to, but I'm also providing, sorry, but I'm also providing value. That is what your career should be. That is what your career should be. You becoming the version of yourself that you always have wanted to be based on your past, based on desires that you've had since you don't even know. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having technical difficulties. What? Like, girl, yes. So you becoming the version of yourself from your past, the healed version of yourself from your past. You becoming that person you always wanted to be, but providing value for other people. That is what your career should be. Because you're gonna keep developing. You're gonna keep wanting to develop. You're so good. You're gonna keep wanting to develop. And you giving up on your career, you giving up and not showing up, providing value, like the way I am today, right now, in front of you, showing up for you, showing up for me. If you do not do this, you're not showing up for your best self. You're not showing up for you and you're not growing. So why would you stop? Why would you quit? Why would you quit that? You're going to be consistent with it. Especially when you get feedback and you see the people responding to the help that you're giving them, to the value that you're providing. You're going to be like, "Damn, this person is struggling with the same thing that I've been. The same thing that I was struggling with. They're the old me." So at the end of the day, you're talking to yourself. You're literally helping yourself. You're helping the old version of yourself. This one comment that said, "Thank you so much for this video." That's the old you. Literally. But you're helping someone else. Like I said before, we are all different versions of each other. And there are so many people out here that are going through what you have gone through. All you need to do is become that person, become the best version of yourself, the healed version of yourself that has taken that experience you went through, learned from it, overcame it, created, you have that experience, you have that knowledge now, and share it with someone else. Help someone else overcome what you overcame. Because that's a very big thing for you. That was a very what you went through, it's a lot. It impacted you. So you overcoming that and becoming the healed version of yourself from that traumatic event, that's a huge accomplishment. And that's so much growth. That's so much growth that you can share, that you can use. Use it. Use what you went through to your advantage. And that should be your career. Your career should be your self-development. You getting better. You getting better and you helping someone else by the way you got better. Using your experience, using your life. Your life and your experiences are everything. That's what makes life so valuable, because it truly is all about the growth. And your career should be just that. Your career should be just that. Your career should be nothing short of helping people. Helping people by you being the best self. So not only are you feeding other people, but you're feeding yourself. That way you're fulfilled because you're being your best self and you're helping someone else. That's amazing. It's a win-win. It literally is a win-win. The more value you provide, the more money you're going to make. The more value you provide, the more fulfilled you make. The more fulfilled you feel. The more value you provide, the more valuable you become. The better version of yourself. The more your soul is elevating. You're literally elevating. You're literally getting paid to elevate. That is what your career should be. I hope my coat not making all this noise. I'm sorry, y'all. That's what you should be getting paid to do. That is the only path that you should take. I hate the word should. Scratch that. That's the only path that you're going to take. You're going to watch this video and you're going to take away from this video, damn, the only way that I should be worried about making money is by being my best self. Bingo. Clock that T. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cause why would you want to get paid any other way? Everything is getting so expensive right now. Like going to work just to go to work to pay bills, it's not ready to cut it. It already doesn't cut it, but it's not gonna cut it anymore. You need to become valuable. You need to step up. You need to step up and start becoming them, becoming she, becoming he, becoming they, them. You need to become them. You do. You do. Because you can get paid for it. I promise you can get paid for it. There is someone out here who is struggling with what you have gone through. And you can help them. You can help them. You are valuable. You have, everybody has knowledge. Everybody has wisdom. Everybody has something that they can provide for someone else that's going to be so valuable. You can do it. But you have to see the value within yourself first, which is why I mentioned earlier. Why you have to know who you are, why you are who you are, how you got there, the experiences you had, which is the why. You have to know what you want, why you want it. And these are all reflected from your past. These are all because of your past. You have to look into you have to look at your experiences and analyze them and figure out the why. Align what you want, who you need to be, all from your past experiences. That is going to be the key to you unlocking all this stuff about yourself. And when you figure all that out, and when you figure out who your best self is, what they do, their habits, their thinking, that was used to heal you from your past experiences, take that and share it. Share it, provide value for someone else experiencing the same thing. And that's your career. That is your career. Please, please start to figure out the value that you provide, the value that you were meant to spread. We all were put here to help each other out, to experience. To experience. We were all put here to experience. Life is about experiences. And what you do in this life, your career, your profession, your thing, is going to be a reflection of you at the end of the day. You can get paid for being the best version of yourself, but you have to know what the best version of yourself is. So you have to know what makes you valuable. You need to know how can you help other people from your life, your experiences, from your best self. How does your best self help other people? But first, how does your best self help you? How does you being your best self help you? You need to figure that out. It's so good. Hell yeah. Yay. My mic my mic is still okay. Yeah. So that is what your career is going to be in 2025. 2025, you're going to figure out your best you. You're going to figure out what you do, what your best version of yourself does to help other people, to provide value. How can you provide value being your best self? And who is your best self? Who is your best self providing value for not only yourself and your own personal growth, but for someone else? How is you being your best self providing value for other people? That is your career. You're welcome. If you like this video, like it and comment down below what it is that you took away from this video. What is one thing that I said or what really stuck out to you that you're like, girl, that was crazy. Just comment down below that. I would love to read it. I would love to know. And there will be many, many more. So subscribe if you found this video valuable and want more videos from me and you want me to continue to help you find your best self and get you on your career path in 2025. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.